Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters Innovation, your source for all things innovation. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Alaina Percival on the line, and she's CEO and board chair over at Women Who Code. Alaina, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. I'm excited to be here.
Oh, man, I'm excited to get into what you're doing over at Women Who Code. I mean, I love the mission. I love the organization, and we're going to get into that. But before we do, just to give the audience a little bit more on your background, how'd you get started in your career and in business?
I actually started off my career in Germany. After I graduated from university, I got a congressional exchange scholarship and spent a year over there and ended up working for the shoe brand or the performance wear brand Puma. So I stayed over in Germany for 4 years and then came back to the United States, did an MBA, and went to work for a really small women's performance footwear company where we worked to launch the first ever women's specific volleyball shoe and basketball shoe. So I'm moving into that women's empowerment space. After that, I had the opportunity to move out to the Bay Area, and it's one of those cities that I always thought, hey, if you get the chance, do it. And I got out there and I struggled a little bit in my career, moving over from traditional business into the tech world. It was something that I had to navigate. And so I started learning to code. I had side projects. I wasn't working as a software engineer, but I found that even learning to understand the capabilities around software engineering was helping me make that transition. Around that time, I started spending time with, Women Who Code, getting deeply involved in a leadership capacity. And I ended up getting kind of my tech credibility, and one of the startups I was at got acquired. So it gave me the opportunity to sit back and say, hey, what do I want to do next? And I went to a company that was really working with top, CTOs and vice presidents of engineering and startup founders. And in that, I saw that fewer than 5% were women getting these really game-changing roles. Mm-hmm. And so I started paying attention, seeing what they were doing in their careers to succeed, bringing that into the programming that I was offering at Women Who Code. And that's where the mission around inspiring to excel in technology careers came about, because the tech industry is just going to be even better as we see more women participating and more women in leadership.
Man, I love this. And what an amazing story. So you kind of were in your own program, so to speak, of development prior to now helping other women. I think that's a great transition. So let's go further into Women Who Code. Tell us a little bit more about the organization, please.
Yeah, our mission is to inspire women to excel in technology careers, and we're the largest and most active community of technical women in the world. So we currently serve 230,000 members around the world.
Wow, that's a lot of members. Let's just stop for a second there. 230,000, that's amazing. That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, we are really proud, and just kind of looking back at what COVID has meant for our organization. In a typical year, we do 2,000 free in-person events. So we're doing no in-person events right now, which means we've really pushed forward an initiative to do more online content. And that's allowed us to go from serving members in 20 countries with rich technical content on an ongoing basis to in 122 countries in just a couple of months.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. Can you talk a little bit more about what Women Who Code, has been able to kind of bring to the marketplace? Because I know you have success story after success story of women that have joined and participated in the community that have done some great things, and I want to share it with the audience, especially for some of our audience members that are interested in tech and maybe they didn't even know Women Who Code existed.
Yeah. So when you kind of look at it on the individual level, We have over 500 people participating in our leadership program. What we want to do is make sure that you are getting not only relevant technical skills, but also the skills that are going to help you get your next role and your one after that. So what that correlates to is, Erica, who started off as an engineer with a master's degree and stepping into our leadership program in under a year, she was starting to get invitations to speak at conferences. So it just really propels you from your potential to meeting yourself and achieving what you're going to achieve in kind of the next 3 to 5 years. Another director from Toronto, she stepped up. She was an individual contributor. In under 6 months, she got promoted to lead at her company. And in under 1 year, she was poached by another company to become a director. So she climbed 2 rungs in the ladder in under 1 year. Our Mexico City leader let me know in under 1 year, her salary had increased 200%. And what this is doing, and I've had it explained to me by someone who said, hey, I was a member, I'd been going for a while. So the leader, was just running late that day. So I said to myself, hey, I know what to do. And kind of stood up and stood at the front of the room. And in that 3-hour period, she was able to shift her mind to think, I can be a leader. And everyone in the room shifted from seeing her as someone who's sitting, in the middle row to someone who's standing in the front of the room and is a leader. And so while, there's more to it, a lot of it is taking that step, learning that skill of just presence and innovation and really developing those leadership mindsets.
Wow, that is amazing.
Thanks. At a higher level, what happens is our members report 80% have reported we've had a positive career impact. If that correlates to just $20,000 more per year, which for an engineering salary is a decent increase over a year or two, but not a difficult thing to reach, that's adding $3 billion a year to the economy on an annual basis.
Absolutely amazing. So let's get into it. Just tell us a little bit more about kind of the programming and the nuts and bolts of how things work, so that if people, at the end of this, I'm going to give you an opportunity, of course, to leave information for people that want to follow up with Women Who Code. Tell us a little bit more about the programming and how that works.
So the majority of our programming is technical in nature as a focus. So you'll come to a machine learning event, an Android development, cloud computing. You'll come to a technical event, and what you'll get is connections, which is networking, but you're really just connecting with people who have interest in things that are similar to you, working in a similar industry, believe in the mission and vision of Women Who Code to see you excel in your career. And so you create a network, you build that network that is actually going to help you succeed in your career, as well as those skills. And then we weave in aspects that like leadership skills, because engineers aren't interested in coming to networking and leadership events. They're excited to come to our rich technical events, and they get tremendous benefit from the additional skills that they get by coming to our community.
Man, that's awesome. So, Alaina, if somebody is listening to this and they want more information on Women Who Code, what's the best way for them to follow up and to connect with the organization?
Yeah, you can join at womenwhocode.com. It's free to join. And so I welcome everyone who's listening to visit us at womenwhocode.com.
Fantastic. Well, Alaina, really appreciate you coming on the show today and sharing more about all the great work that you're doing over at Women Who Code. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review on the Apple iTunes Store. And if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Innovation, definitely give us a subscribe there, but leave us some comments in the video. I'd love to know what kind of projects and things that you're working on. And Alaina, thanks again for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you very much as well.